Hey, it's Mark Wahlberg. Welcome to Click TV.
Welcome to Click TV.
Well, firstly, I want to say I absolutely love the film, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's nice to see a film I actually liked for a change.
Yeah, good.
But it's a very complicated film in many ways. I mean, I've read the book, so I think that's a help. Had you read it when you first saw it?
Yeah, I had read the book.
So do you think that that's something that's almost a primer for the film, or?
I only have the experience of having read the book and then seeing the film. I don't know. I've got a couple of friends who hadn't read the book and watched the movie, and it's perfectly possible to do that. It would be ridiculous if they'd made a movie that didn't stand alone.
Yeah.
But I think obviously the book is able to go into detail that the film won't be able to go into, which will help.
And was everyone encouraged, everyone on the cast, to have read the book, or had most of them read it anyway?
No one actually ever said anything to me about reading the book.
Okay.
I had read it, by chance.
Yeah.
Maybe we did talk about it when I first met them all, but no, there was no kind of three-line whip. You've got to read the book.
You can't get the job if you read the book. So what drew you to the project then? Were you just auditioning and this was something that came on your table, or?
Well, yes, but what a great thing to fall into your lap. The Wachowskis, who are these extraordinary, groundbreaking filmmakers. Tom Tykwer, who makes utterly beautiful movies. The extraordinary book that doesn't seem like you could adapt it. Incredible cast, 4 Oscar winners, numerous A-list film stars beyond that. And then the cherry on the cake that everyone's asked to play multiple roles in different time zones. Just, it's a dream.
But what was your first meeting like then? I mean, did you read the script and then you went for an audition, or just had a meeting with them?
I can't. What did I do? I read some of the script. I think I read some of. They were only giving out some of the stories. Yeah. But having read the book, I sort of knew what it was going to be like, And then I went and met them all, and it was just a great experience. They're so nice, Andy and Lana and Tom. They're such lovely, kind people who clearly love working with actors that you feel, immediately at your ease. And I came away from the experience thinking, well, if I don't get the part, that's okay. I'll always have today. This was a great experience.
Some nice people.
Yeah.
Well, how did you react then when you learned that everyone was going to be playing these multiple parts? Because obviously that's not something that's in the book as such.
No, that's not in the book, but I did know that when I was going in to meet them, and I suppose doing the audition was quite tricky because I was playing a 78-year-old man with no prosthetics, and you do feel, frankly, a little fraudulent at that moment. Thank God the makeup was so good that I didn't feel, like a terrible actor.
Well, you're in almost all the stories, and you get to play multiple genders and races and ages. Was that kind of exhausting, having to work on all the different ones, or just a lot of fun?
No, fun. It was all fun. I mean, it's tiring, like going to work sometimes is tiring. You work long hours, but basically it was just exciting.
And what was your favourite, either character or strand, or was it all just one big experience?
I think my favourite was the one I was playing that day, and I never had to play 2 in one day. That would have, I think, been a bit frazzly.
Well, you had a lot of makeup.
Sometimes I had a lot of makeup, sometimes I had very little makeup.
But I mean, to transition, I suppose, from one to another, you would have had to put on.
That would have been tricky, yeah. Although I think Ben Whishaw did play a woman in the morning and then Frobisher in the afternoon at one point. And he did say that was a bit kind of like,
And had you worked with makeup much before? You haven't never to that level. I mean, is that very...
I have played older and I have worn prosthetics before. This was a lot of prosthetics. My nose was me. That was kind of it. The rest of it, it's a sort of alienating experience because your skin doesn't touch the air, so you feel a bit hemmed in somehow. I was pretty happy to take it off at the end of the day, but I was also so in awe of what they had done that I couldn't stop staring at it.
What was it like then after all that work, finally seeing the completed film? Because you went away for about a year while they did post-production and then finally got to see it late last year.
I thought, what an amazing job they did. I just felt so honoured to be part of it.
But as a fan of the book, I mean, was it something... Because it's quite different from the book in a lot of ways. Was it interesting to see that?
I didn't find it very different from the book.
Okay.
I mean, I thought it was very faithful to all those stories. Obviously, it can't do everything that's in the book. It's a feature film. But I thought it did some other things that were only hinted at in the book that I really enjoyed.
Well, the reactions, the reviews in the States have been quite divided and everywhere, I suppose. Do you think that's just something that happens when you have a movie that's this unusual and just unique, I suppose?
My view of all of this is that, if you're going to stick your neck out and do something that's groundbreaking and new, then of course it's going to divide people. It's not possible that it won't initially. 2001, Blade Runner, Citizen Kane were all films that completely divided the critics, and none of them did very well when they were first released. And I sort of hope that in 10 years' time we'll be able to add Cloud Atlas to that.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Dave.